Hello and welcome to the spotlight for Charm. So let's talk about a few things that Charm can do. One is it's got quite good use for rotten flesh, and it can turn into a rotten flesh block. And that's going to change the soil above to water. We'll take a look at that. Let's do one more of those actually, and we'll put it near water. Put this one here. And we'll take a look and look at that in a minute. We've also got the ender pearl block. Can make that. Let's put that down here. And we can also get this thing called a crate. So crate is pretty easy to make. And it's got some nice features though. So for instance, say we put these silverfish blocks in here. Half a stack of emeralds. If we then break it, probably axe is the right tool there. You can actually see a little menu there. We can then put it in anvil with a piece of iron. We get a sealed crate. And then what happens is when you break it, silverfish will come out. And just in case... Now we should get the same amount of silverfish. I found when I did this before, we only got one silverfish coming out. But basically everything will break inside here. So yeah, only one silverfish came out, even though I had multiple spawn eggs in there. Which is unfortunate. However, the effect that I was looking for is the following. You can see it goes into the ender pearl block and turns into an endermite. Now there is a rare drop called endermite powder, but we'll get to that when we go somewhere else. Also got these charged emeralds. One thing to point out is that we've got stackable potions here. Also got stackable milk buckets as well. So that's cool. So yeah, books, potions and buckets are all stackable. We can also capture a bat in a bucket. So now we have the bat in a bucket, we're going to get a glowing outline in a certain range of all the mobs. So it gives you that little effect. And you can see already here that you can see that the block is having an effect here. This one has already turned back into dirt, but this one, because it's not adjacent to water, has turned this into podzol. And over time, the other blocks will turn into podzol. Okay, so the emerald thing. This charged emerald, you see I've got the normal emeralds in my offhand. Now we don't. So you just target it here. And you can do up to 3 at a time. And even though I'm not sure exactly what is being hit here, obviously I'm avoiding hitting myself here. Clearly it just summons a lightning strike. So a cauldron now acts as a permanent water source. So if I shift, right click with the bucket, or several bottles, I'll permanently be able to get water from it. Another way to get water is right click a cactus. And sometimes the cactus will be destroyed. As you can see. Also, shears on a melon. Shears on a melon yields 9 melons, similar to Bedrock Edition. One particularly nice feature is the music discs that we get added. You can see there's a lot of them added, basically all of them. So all these music discs will play in the jukebox, and the discs, once they're played, will prevent the normal Minecraft music from playing. Okay, so if you've got the sharpness 5 sword, if you put a book in there, you can actually get your sharpness 4 book back. So it will penalise you a little bit, but you will be able to get something back from that. The reason I started in the Roofed Forest is because we're going to get Vindicators, and we're also going to get Illusioners, which obviously don't spawn. And Illusioners have a chance of dropping the Totem of Shielding or Totem of Returning. These things are also found in dungeon chests. So we put the Totem of Shielding in here. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a look. You can see the shielding there. So here we have a witch. You can still be affected by potion effects. Let's try killing a few of these witches. That's the Wither Potion, a Decay. That's also added, as is the Luck Potion. Okay, let's hit the Totem of Returning now. And it breaks. So here we have the beacon. And what you can do with the beacon, if you've got a compass, you can shift right click and it will give you the name of the beacon. I named it previously. Now there's a few enchantments we want to look at as well now. So let's look at the Salvage Enchantment. So we'll put this enchantment on this wooden sword. And you see this wooden sword's about to break. And you can see instead of breaking, what it does is it just drops it. And now it's got no attack. So it gives you a chance to repair your item when it's about to break. Okay, so these potions can be made into splash potions, like other potions can as well. So pretty obviously, Wither gives a Wither effect, and Luck will give the Luck effect. Okay, now we have a Night Vision potion. We just put in an Eye of Ender, and this will create a potion of Ender Sight. Okay, so now we have the Ender Sight potion. So let's have a look, see what happens. See the Enderman become attracted. So you can see there's an Enderman right here. So that was interesting. It felt like it was right there, right? Okay, now we have something called the Homing Enchantment, which we're going to put on this. And what it will do is it will find ores that are made of the same type of material that the head of the hoe is made out of. So that's an interesting way of doing it. So I imagine the modded box. So for instance, and the sound should become higher. But let's try anyway to get the see if we can get some drops, right? There we go. You can see we got something there. Not sure exactly what. We just got a piece of stone. So yeah, you can get some drops when you're digging around with your shovel. Okay, so the other one you can get is this one called Magnetic. And it will just act like a magnet, as you might expect. The actual effect. Straight into the inventory. There's also a collection of curses as well. So, Curse of Rusting. Your item will degrade in durability much faster. Curse of Clumsiness. Your sword swing or pickaxe block break won't work. You know, you get no block drop, no damage. Haunting, there's a possibility that you might get a spawn of an enemy mob nearby, and Harming, there's a chance that you may inadvertently do direct damage to yourself if these items are in anything. You can also use the Curse Break in an anvil to remove the curse from that tool. You may be wondering how do you actually get the curses, and this is because there's something called spectres around. So when you're in very low light level, very low down, so we'll just spawn one just to show you the effect of this. So there's a spectre. And you see now we've got the Curse of Haunting. So any time that you use this sword, there's a chance we could get a mob spawning. There's also a block which spawns very low, which spawns in the Nether. This Nether gold. And that just drops gold nuggets. So from a few blocks there. Not many, to be honest. But the Endermites, which you can obviously get from the Enderpearl blocks, if you use this in the end, you just right click with it in the end, and it might be able to find an end city. And if you do have your totem of returning, which you got from the illusioner drop or from a chest, you may want to combine that with a clock. That way you can a couple of extra blocks. You can see it does something interesting, the gunpowder block. It actually destroys the lava. We have the redstone sand. Works just like a sand block, but it can be powered by redstone. Okay, now in the world you may find these things. Abandoned crates. So there's various common and villager trade crates are the most common, but occasionally you may discover uncommon, valuable or rare crates. And then sometimes if they've got explosives in them, so for instance, that crate I showed you earlier, if I put TNT in there, I think it would have blown up when I sealed it. And so we can get crates from there. So you may want to do something like get the potion of luck. Let's try a luck 4 potion. Let's have a look. It's not in the best place actually, so let's just block it off with this redstone block actually. Well, that certainly is a butcher crate. Another very important thing to mention, which I haven't spoken about yet, is there's a lot of blocks from 114. So for instance, Lantern, you may recognise this block from 114. Very good implementation of that. We also have the barrel. That's the barrel. So you can see we get both sides of that. Also suspicious soup, which is obviously the same as the suspicious stew. It doesn't look quite the same though, does it? Slowness 2 and resistance 2. We've got the composter as well, so that's quite a lot. So I looked actually through the config files for the composter, and there's certain things that will 100% of the time, like I think bread was very, very good, like baked potatoes are very good. And we've got a redstone signal coming out of here as well. It is identical, to be honest, isn't it? So a lot of good stuff from here. We've also got the bookshelf chest as well. So it works like a bookshelf, so it's a way to get a bit more. Okay, so you need to have at least one slot occupied. So if we put in, as long as we have something in here. So interestingly, you can actually see it. It gives you a visual guide there. Okay, you can see now it is working as intended. So sponge is going to reduce full damage. Okay, not too much. I haven't actually got any armor on. What else have we got here? So we've got a mundane potion. Put in a potato, a poisonous potato. We'll actually be able to get poison from the mundane potion. Here we've got some water bottles. Put in some cocoa beans, and we'll be able to get coffee, which gives you speed 10 seconds, haste 10 seconds, strength 10 seconds. We have a cake here. Right click it with an extended. It has to be an extended potion. Once we eat a slice of this cake, this is now a night vision cake. Okay, there's also a few different types of wolf now. We've got brown, grey, and black, I think, are the colours. And they will be regenerated by a beacon if they're within range of the beacon. Okay, if you're in a hot biome, drinking water is going to give you regeneration. Now, with regards to the villagers, farmers will sell suspicious soup, smiths sell lanterns, and you can get the salvage books, curse break books as well. And librarians will buy any enchanted book. And so there's various additional enchantments. Also, if we take a look, you can see there's different patterns. I didn't place that pattern there. The villagers have been slightly modified. So you can see any enchanted book for emeralds. You can see inside little carpet. And there's just some additional touches. You can instantly see that the village is slightly different. This lantern I didn't place, so there's a little bit more stuff to it. There's also a thing where if you use a gold tool to repair your tool in an anvil, it will decrease the enchantment cost. So try that. And there are a lot more villagers, and there's a little bit more customizability with regards to the village. So this is actually an extension. Let's just compare the two. So we have the regular one. Nice. That actually does look really good, the gold lantern. So on the gold lantern, we will end the video. Goodbye.